Alright everybody, hi and welcome back to the Heathocracy. First time in a very long time. My name is Heath and I'll be your entertainment for the evening. Now, I recently got a 3D pen, and that 3D pen has become a little hobby of mine. I've been trying to make a whole bunch of different really cool stuff. One of the biggest things I do is I do play a regular game of Dungeons and Dragons, so I do a lot of tabletop RPGs and I love them. I think they're fantastic, and one of the things about them is it's really hard to get your hands on quality minis, so I decided to make some that were very not good quality with my 3D pen. As you can see here, first thing I made was a beholder, and it looks pretty bad. I'm just going to be honest with you. It only has 5 instead of 10 little eye stalk things. Second thing I made was this drider, and I think it looks a whole lot better than the first one that I made by a long shot, but it's still not perfect. And the third, I got creative with some black filament and just made this weird shadow blob thingy. So I thought that was a pretty cool thing to make. So I got crack-a-lackin' on making a air elemental from Dungeons and Dragons. Now, I'm going to put up a picture here for reference as to what the air elementals look like. They basically look like a living puff of smoke with angry eyes. And so that's what I went to go ahead and do as I was using my 3D pen. Now, you see here I've made a base, and I've made some struts to go on the base, and once the struts were on there, I've just wrapped some filament around it to make a shell that I could then go back and fill in and use for the main body of this guy. The next thing I did was went ahead and built some arms. You see I kind of made a little tiny arm. It was a little too small at first. Went ahead and made a much larger arm. So you see me here, I'm flushing out the body, the shell that I made. I'm going to go all over it with the white and fill it in. That's one of the cool things about making these things. You don't have to have it solid the whole way through. You just got to make a shell and then cover it up. The inside can still be hollow, but you'll never know because from the outside it looks like a solid object. Here I am burning a little hole in the side so that I can actually stick the arm in there, and then I basically weld the arm onto the body. Do the same thing with the other arm here. Alright, here I am making a base. I'm making sure I measured out to 2 inches because in Dungeons and Dragons, the air elemental is a large creature, which means it takes up 2 square inches on a map, as opposed to the player characters who only take up 1 square inch. The next thing I did was I actually grabbed the clear filament, and I wanted it to make it look like it was just kind of an air embodiment. So I wanted to have a clear layer on the outside of this thing. I'm almost finishing up, and by the way, this is obviously very sped up. This is sped up to about 8 times normal speed, because this little guy took me about an hour to make, and that was me going, non-stop. I didn't take a break or anything. About an hour to make, and this video is going to end up being about maybe 5 or 6 minutes long total. So as you see here, I'm just kind of warming up, getting rid of the little frayed pieces there. That's what you do when you have these pieces. You use a lighter to just take care of the little frayed pieces, and actually going to go ahead and use that, heat up the arm and bend it a little bit so it's in the position I want it to be in, and go over it with the rest of that clear filament. And I'm just about finished up with all of this. I think I'm going to attach it to the base after this, and that's a pretty easy little process there. Just coating the base with a little bit of the clear and then using it to essentially weld the base of the model onto the standing base. So, and then I just go around the edges with it, so it'll hold itself together and it won't come back off. Again, using that clear filament. And the last thing I do is I took that gray again and I made some angry eyes and a mouth and shaped them as best I could so that it looked like they do in the picture. Now here you can see a picture of the finished product. Again, I'm by no means a master of this, but I don't think it looks too bad. You know, I'll put up a picture again of the source material. I mean, obviously it's not perfect by any means, but I don't think it's that bad, again, considering that I've only made 4 of these objects to begin with. Let me know if you guys liked it, if you think this is cool. I mean, again, I'm no professional artist by any means, but I am trying to get better, and I'm going to keep going on. The next one I'm going to try to make is an earth elemental. So if you have any suggestions, if you have any tips, if you have any requests, just please let me know, and I'll gladly try it, because I have every intention of continuing on. I got a bunch more filament, and I think it's a lot of fun. And I do want to get better. The only way to get better is to do it more and more. So thank you guys. Appreciate you watching, and thanks, and have a great day. Thanks, and God bless.